Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning into my tarot channel. My name is Paulina and I wanted to share a reading with you today. And I wanted to do a past, present, future of this situation. So in the past, there may have been a situation that was catastrophic or catapulted you, is what I'm hearing, into a new reality. And it may have felt like things were falling down, things were falling apart, nothing was working out, but this destruction was meant for a renewal to happen in your life. So it was sort of like divine destruction. In the present, we have Six of Cups. You may be thinking of past times that were better times, or maybe even connecting with an old love, or maybe just reconnecting with a sense of creativity from youth. But right now, yeah, I'm getting sort of, with the Six of Cups, it can also be traditionally about forgiveness. But I don't know that you're thinking so much of someone who's wronged you, which can be related to the Tower. I think it's more of a forgiveness of yourself here for maybe some things that you feel that you shouldn't have, like maybe you stayed in situations that were negative, I'm hearing, for a long time. So you're like beating yourself up. But I think it's okay to let go of that. That just came through very clear as a message, that someone is sort of thinking of, with the Tower and this card, which is going to be about the past, maybe I was too innocent, why did I stay? And also maybe thinking of, this is like a time just of self-forgiveness, is mostly the forgiveness I'm feeling, and I'm feeling like a sort of innocence from the viewer, which is nice. Also, the future leads to stability and perhaps marriage, and also just celebration and better times. And yeah, just leaning heavily into the number 4 with the Four of Wands, that the 4 is about stability. The 4 can also be about Uranus, which is about sudden change, ironically, and the sign of Aquarius. So yeah, I'm being called to ask, what really is it that is driving you right now? What is driving the viewer? Freud would say we're all led by the libido. But what is driving you? Let's see. Oh, stability. You're looking for that stability. You're looking for a celebratory time, relaxing time, joy. And also you're being driven, maybe you're being pushed by a death here. Like with the reversed, I feel like it's more extreme, like something that pushed you out of your comfort zone. And Spirit, let's get more about this comfort zone that the viewer was pushed out of with the Death card. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and Ten of Pentacles. You may have been in a negative home environment that was like toxic or abusive, or maybe domestic violence, or I don't know, something, maybe addiction, or even just emotional abuse, psychological abuse, even just an environment of abandonment can be really toxic if someone left the family, or, I don't know, but something really in the home life is not well. Also, finances and tasks are not managed well in the home life, maybe now or at that time when you left that situation, or yeah, I don't know where you are in the timeline here. And then we got Page of Pentacles reversed. I want to see this here as like a missed opportunity. Like maybe you felt you couldn't find like work, or maybe someone or something was blocking you from work. But somehow that actually even pushed you to leave or to end a situation. So this can also just be about a missed opportunity with a person. You can think of it that way too. at a certain point, I'm getting that you felt like you weren't getting enough back from what this was, that you were also putting forth effort, you know. And then the Knight of Wands, you felt like you had to go on like a quest of some sorts and a journey. I relate that to the sign of Sagittarius and also Aries, maybe. Yeah, and just like that energy of like going forth bravely. What's hidden from the viewer? What's hidden is that you're in a place of maybe indecision, but also that like you're at a teetering point between a choice, okay? And also what's hidden from you is, I think that with this card reversed, there's like, you maybe were going through some depression or some dark time, but now that's like being hidden from you by Spirit. Here, Spirit's like muted that, or they're like, you know, I want to read it as that like you're ready for joy. You have like you're ready and open for good things, and maybe you still do have tough moments, but you're not in this place that you were, okay? That I feel was a negative place, and it had to do with negative cycles and negative people, and maybe people using authority in a negative way with the Sun reversed. Maybe multiple people, since we got the 10 of Pentacles, which can be about a family. Maybe this was not such a great family, I don't know. And we can be thinking of family in the non-traditional sense as well. And then just, what else the Spirit wants to know? King of Swords, Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. So somebody was like abusive and cruel. Maybe multiple people. But you were like, at a certain point, I'm just going to read this like a story. You were like, I'm not getting back from... I know this isn't the Six of Pentacles, which is traditionally about give and take, but I see this as like something like being offered, like here's a present, or here's a job, or here's a place to live, or here's some money, or or you know, even with people, it could be energy exchange, okay? At a certain point with this cruel person, you were like, I need to like just not offer what I have to offer anymore because I'm not getting back. And also maybe this person, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I guess because I got King of Swords, which can be about a person. You know, yeah, I just, again, the theme of somebody trying to block you from some resource. But I feel like you're just like, I feel like you don't care about any of these people anymore. I'm just getting this feeling of, with the Ace of Cups, like, it's such a sharp contrast to the King of Swords reversed. It's almost like you just are, like, using some higher wisdom to just not care. I think you realize how much energy it takes to think about negative people or toxic situations. Okay, I'm going to get a few more cards, then I'm going to do a little channeling. So... what else? What's a closing message from Spirit? Page of Cups. There is, like, someone who has, like, emotional feelings for you, but they're, like, maybe immature. And also, you may have felt, like, deceived by them at points in your life, because we got, some of the cards we got would actually want to get another little bit about this person. I don't know if it's the same person. I think it's not the same. I don't know if it's the same person that was mean and cruel. I don't think so. This person feels weak in their life and they feel burdened. And with the Ace of Wands, I got like a strong power hit in my solar plexus that like this person felt empowered interacting with you in some way, but also I think they felt empowered in leaving you, maybe entitled to leave. But I think this person, yeah, I think it is the same person. One of the people who was cruel or judgmental, or you felt like was trying to block you from some resource, they do like care for you in a way. Let's see, it could be like friend, family, So you're thinking like all these people don't care basically, but one person does care, but they're just showing this like dark side because they're like stuck in indecision in their life. But I don't know why they're taking it out on you and what happened between you. This person is like, with the Temperance card here, I feel like they're like really, maybe like maybe like they have like a lot of anger, or like, what is it called? Loose cannon. I think they've recovered from some poverty, like in their life, and they feel very like, and Spirit's telling me like, they feel very proud and like, also, they may feel like you were trying to block them from resources in some way. I don't know how that is. I think this person is very self-focused, even though they do care. And I don't think you're really thinking of them. Let's see, how do they see you and what are their feelings? Let's get a card for both of those. Ooh. How do they see you? What are their feelings? Bottom of the deck. They see you as like total package, okay, with the Wheel of Fortune, but also that you maybe like rolling beyond them, like moving beyond them, you know. The Wheel of Fortune is a wheel. With, you know, I showed it with the reversal, but it's sort of like they see you as just like the lottery of a person, and how they feel is like they feel like they don't know what they're doing around you. They maybe have been nervous around you. And so why did they act this way towards you if that's their true feelings? Okay, they may want to have a family with you, or have a family and be like, they may have had someone in their family maybe has like a very defensive stance. But since I picked up the cards this way, I feel like it's like they're defending their family, but it's like, I don't think the way they acted is right. But I also feel like with Ten of Cups relating to you, that relates to a joy and happiness they had with you that they feel defensive about other people knowing about, maybe. I don't know why they would want to keep that a secret. I still don't understand. They see you as like the world. They see you as like, with the reversal, just like extremely, like, if people could be valuable, you would be like worth so much. Like, you are, maybe you've traveled, maybe you seem worldly to them, but you also like maybe travel into their dreams a lot, is what I'm hearing, or their thoughts. And maybe there's like, you were part of a greater whole with the Three of Cups reversed. Like maybe they like are with someone and it doesn't fit in, or maybe this is like a relative who's related, or who's married or with someone that like doesn't like you. So I don't know, they feel torn. I'm just gonna get a little bit of channeling and then I'm gonna close. So I'm just gonna tune in on the energetic vibration of the person watching, maybe your auric field, do some astral projection, which is just trying to tune into your energy from where I am, envisioning what you're doing, how you're feeling, maybe what you've been through today. The first thing I saw was a bunch of eggs in a carton. I don't know if you've been doing grocery shopping today, or you're making eggs, or maybe you like have chickens, or maybe you like love hard-boiled eggs, or, you know, the egg is so symbolic, obviously. And also I saw specifically 12 in a carton, so 12 adds up to 3, which is about fertility, and obviously that's so like hyperbolic with the egg. It's definitely about fertility. And just having memory of like being in 4th grade and doing like an egg incubator with my class, where we saw the eggs hatch, and it was like amazing. And I feel like you may be in an experience right now in your life where you are that little chick in the egg, and you're like growing, and something's about to hatch in your life. Spirit showing me a thimble. So like, I don't know if you like work with your hands, but like you may want to just like watch out what you're doing, because like just like safety, or like maybe your job requires your hands. So that's one thing. But also Spirit's saying that like with the thimble, like you need to just like sew the matters of your life together with it feels like things are scattered with the energy, like this thing's here, this thing's there, and it's actually there needs to be more unity, which means more simplicity, actually, really. So you might want to make a hold on, I'll get to what I'm going to say. So first I'll say what Spirit's going to say. Like this thimble is about like, you know, guiding yourself and not pricking yourself, not like rushing and like sewing it all together super fast to get it done. Like, no, like let yourself have that. It's almost like having guides on a bowling alley where like the bumpers, if that makes more sense, where it's like it gives you that little buffer. So I don't know what that is for you. If you're doing some, sorry, turn my car on, it's cold. If you're doing some like spiritual work, maybe create a, or maybe, yeah, okay, this is what I'm being guided to say. Maybe create a buffer, because sometimes that can be tough on the system. Like if you're healing from something, you know, create a buffer of time where you have downtime, like Netflix and chill, where you're not like coming so hard at the problem, or like trying to analyze what happened, or like doing these things on your to-do list, or like trying to be the best this or that, or like doing your talent, like, you know, just like, no, like at least like 2 or 1 hour. It doesn't have to be Netflix, it can be read and chill, or it can just be like sit and craft and chill, like, you know, whatever way you unwind, that like really has to happen, is what Spirit's telling me. Yeah, and so I feel like there's some viewers watching from Florida, and maybe like some Cuban viewers. I also am getting like viewers just from like Chicago area, and Canada. I keep thinking of Prince Edward Island. That could be a place of import. So these places could also just be important places for you. It doesn't have to be where the viewer's from. I'm getting UC Davis area in California, also the Bay, just like the Bay Area in California. Someone may have gone to UC Davis, I don't know, or taught there, or like worked there or something. I don't know why it's coming through. It's really interesting. I'm just gonna try to be open. I'm getting like also just like Cincinnati, and just like Ohio, and like Cleveland, Cincinnati, Cincinnati. Okay, that's making me think of this movie I used to watch as a kid, that was directly from Spirit, because I haven't thought of that movie in years. It's called, I think it's just called Toyland, and it's about this girl who is in a car crash, and she gets transported to this like other world called Toyland, where she has to like sort of contend with like bad guys and do things. It's sort of like Wizard of Oz, but like on acid. It's really good. I think it's called Toyland. It's so good. Anyway, I think they do sing Toyland, Toyland, everything boy and girl and whatever. Oh, that's my grandmother coming through because she loved that song. Anyway, sorry to be freaky and channeling like all over the place, but yeah, okay, so what does Spirit want me to know with that? That like, you may feel right now like you're in Toyland, okay? Like you're in this like other world that you don't even know how you got there. And maybe there was a traumatic event like the car crash that transports this girl to this other world. And maybe there is some sort of like demon that you're like dealing with right now, like a bad guy, you know? I forget. It's kind of like comical, the bad guy, but I think it like lives in a tree or like underground or something. It's like very creepy and scary, or like in a cave. It's like scary. Anyway, but she overcomes it in the end and wins, of course. But it's like kind of intense, and it's just such a weird movie. I think Sherry Appleby's in it. It's like a really weird movie, but it's kind of like dystopian. Anyway, it's coming up because you feel like you're in some alternate reality and you don't know, maybe you don't know how to get out of a situation. Maybe you're like trapped, you feel like, or maybe you feel like someone's pulled the rug out from under you that you trusted, and it's like betrayal trauma. But like you're in this new reality now. Okay, there's always gonna be some negative thing, like, you know, but just do your best to put that out of your mind, because I'm feeling from Spirit that it's not, it may have been closer to you, this threat at a time, but it's not imminent, and it's not, you're protected. Saint Michael, Archangel Michael is with you, like at a lot of times right now in your life, the person watching. I'm also seeing the Star of David. So someone who's watching could be Jewish, or that could be an important symbol. I'm also seeing the Star of Bethlehem. I'm thinking of the god, I'm thinking of the Ramayana, which is about, is it about Rama? Is that the name of the god? I don't know. It's just about one of the gods like going through these trials and tribulations. It's like a journey. I think it's about the monkey god. I could be wrong, but he, Hanuman, maybe? I could be completely wrong. But the Ramayana, it's basically just like a journey of like, what feats could I do? What feats could this mystical being accomplish to like defeat evil, basically? And it's about, really a lot in Hinduism is like, and then he grew like magical wings and like flew away, like just magical, you know, stuff. Or like there's a story where, this is more of a Buddhist story, but it's related to Hindu, because it's like the monkey god has his tribe, and there's a monster under the lake, but they're really thirsty, and he says, if you come in here, I'll like, you know, I'm gonna get you. But then they transform the situation, because the monkey god grows bamboo all around the lake, and then all of the community, all of the monkeys takes little sips so that the poison is like diluted, so they can all just drink it, and then the monster loses. And they like swim, I think, and just conquer it. So that's kind of, I can't think of a specific example except like flying off a mountain, I think, is specifically from the Ramayana, and like transporting to different places at times, different times. But like, yeah, you may be on like a hero's journey right now where you feel like you're almost like, when is this gonna end? I'm also thinking, I'm just like channeling World War II and like maybe like just like Civil War, Revolutionary War. I know that's a lot of this, like specific, but like there could be like some situation where you're like, when is this gonna be over? But you know what? I just saw Spirit like flip a coin in my head, which means like this is gonna be flipped on its ear soon. And also you may be having like ear problems, like tinnitus, or I call it tinnitus, but that's wrong, but like, or like earwax. Also, when I tune into your field, I see a lot of strands, like bands, like the image of like many strings, almost like a visualization of string theory and physics, almost like spaghetti or something all over your body. It almost looks like muscle strands. Spirit, what the F is that? Why am I looking at that? Okay, that is excitement. Spirit is saying that you're actually, you may have like been not excited for a while, but like maybe your circulation and your muscle tone are like changing, because maybe your like blood flow is different. Maybe, I don't know. I think you're like excited about something. And also with the spaghetti, you may just like need protein, or like carbohydrates. And if you're gluten-free, you can still get gluten-free spaghetti and get carbs that way. Yeah, someone may be watching who's gluten-free. Number 7779. 7 is about, which all adds up to 9 anyway. 7 is about mystery, the planet Neptune, magic. I want to relate it to the magician, actually. The sign of Pisces. Not everyone might relate Pisces to the magician, but I think it's a nice comparison, because Pisces has all of the signs below it enveloped within it, so it has like such master knowledge of the universe, even though they may seem like airheads, and of course great capacity for empathy. This may be someone, okay, yeah, this may be you. And also with the 7, you may be a very empathetic person. And also you with the 7, you may be like, that can be about fantasies or choices, or also addiction. Maybe there's like someone that you're seeing through the fantasy, you know, maybe you felt like tricked by them or deceived, which came through in our reading before. So you're seeing through some fantasy, but also it's like better to see. And the 9 is like, you're on your own right now. You've kind of mastered a lot of things also, like, and it's also just about like being in your own power, and also envelops all of the numbers below it, similar to Pisces. But 9 also relates to just the 9th house. And is it the planet? I forget what planet. I'm sorry. I feel like 9 is Mars with planets. I could be wrong here. But I'll just focus on the 9th house. You may be in a time of like extreme mental expansion is what Spirit's saying. I'm just gonna do some channeling. You may be in like an extremely, like you may be making connections mentally that you weren't able to make for a long time, because I'm seeing that you're dealing with a lot of trauma. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but I feel like you're at like a really high cognition point where you're also managing things better. I'm also seeing the Star card, which means like I feel that you're in a place where you're just feeling more peace, and you see that luck and abundance is on its way for you. Yeah, and I see in front of me a beautiful willow tree, just sort of like leaning. Wow, it's so beautiful. And it's next to a tree with cherry blossoms. But, oh wow, the willow tree. I'm just thinking of The Wind in the Willows. I don't know if you know that book from when I was a child. It's about a bunch of animals. I don't really think there's much that happens. It's just their like adventures. I'm also thinking of Beatrix Potter. I loved those stories when I was a kid, about rabbits and stuff. But the Velveteen Rabbit's coming up. But let me just go, The Wind in the Willows, I just think that that's about like, maybe you're becoming part of some eccentric community, or maybe that is on the horizon for you and you don't see it yet. But I see that here, you know, because there's the frog and there's there's all the different little animals under the tree talking. Maybe you're soon, and also just the weeping willow. I feel like it's such a beautiful pose. Like, I feel like you're really leaning into beauty right now as like a healing thing, and that's like a real thing. To look at beautiful things can be so soothing for the eye. That's why people go to art museums. That's why people go to the beach. That's why people go hiking, to see beauty, and it's relaxing to the nervous system. So that's really great. And I don't see the weeping as being depressed anymore. I feel like maybe there was a time when you were weeping though. But also, okay, with the Velveteen Rabbit, I think I'm going to go back to the reading with the tarot where we had the Page of Cups. I feel like this person, you see the real them and they see the real you. So I don't know who this is, and you make them feel real. I don't know what kind of relationship this is. It could be romantic. It could be someone who's interested in you, because we had the Page of Cups. It could be someone that you are not even thinking, and maybe like they're not on your radar is what Spirit's saying. Like, you know, maybe you don't talk to them anymore, but there is someone who this could be also someone on the horizon, but I see that it's related to this like cruelty you experienced, that there's also someone Spirit wants you to know who does care. And it may be one of those people who like you thought acted cruel. Maybe they may have been doing it for other reasons, like as I said, to protect their family or their partner, you know. But I think that they do, let me just tune into this person for a second. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I'm just seeing like a foal, like a baby horse. So this person may be like just learning to walk in some way. I don't know what that means. Like they may have actually had like a physical problem that they're recovering from. But I feel like, or maybe just with you, like they don't know how to like, you may be like more advanced in some ways and they don't know how to talk to you even. But I think that they can see that also with the full. Okay, so you may have like tried to use them as like a steady guide, like a horse would guide you, but they like don't have the skill right now. They're just like a foal that's learning to walk, you know? So this person could have been like mentally incapacitated, or like had like mental health issues, or even just life issues, or like money issues, or some sort of issues where they like didn't feel like they had the ability to help you, okay? And it may have come off as cruelty. Yeah. I'm also getting the color purple, which is the color of royalty and also it's Jesus's color, so that would mean Jesus coming through the reading. And I'm sending you the violet flame, which transmutes all pain into love and joy. Thinking of the names, Peter, Michael, comes through a lot in my readings. Angelique, Angela, Marcella, Felicity, someone from Africa, from Ghana. Sorry, just a little bit more confirmations. And then just quickly, yeah, it is, just to close the reading, it is written, it is said, it is done.